Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Arisa Dewi. I'm from Department of English Education, Muhammadiyah University of Surakarta. And today, in this occasion, I would like to present my paper entitled Directive Speech Act and Types of Teacher Talk in English Class at SMK Muhammadiyah Betul Timur. The success of classroom teaching and learning process is determined by language used by the teacher to interact with students in the classroom. The language is applied in the classroom to affect students. Communication between teacher and student is way to sharing ideas, opinion, and information. And teaching and learning are methods of language transfer. Teacher and student can interact with each other and allow them to collaborate, work together, construct knowledge, and create information. Interaction in the classroom activity could take the form of teacher talk, and student talk. Teacher talk is defined as a variety of language used by the teacher in the classroom teaching and learning process. As English teacher, teacher talk involves many aspects such as giving explanation, instruction, and question. In the classroom, teacher and students produce speech, which is known as a classroom speech act. The language used in the classroom includes speech act. Speech act is a basic of communication and it is important in guiding communication, especially in the teaching and learning process. However, one of one of many speech act situation employs the role of speech act, and concerning with the classroom speech act, it maintains that the direct speech act is frequently used in the classroom teaching and learning process. And the direct speech act is a common type of speech act used by the teacher. The direct speech act is aimed to get hearer to do something. In the classroom, teacher needs student to do something, and it always used in the classroom. And some previous study also have been conducted finding direct speech act in the teaching and learning process. And this study is important because there are many utterances in the classroom that can be produced by the teacher and student, and the directive speech act is very useful because the teacher wants to know because we can know what kinds of communication between teacher and students and what kind of direct speech act frequently used in the classroom. And in this research, I like to present what type of directive speech act used in the classroom, and what types of teacher talk and teachers directive speech act in the classroom during teaching and learning process. And the research method. This research is a qualitative method. This qualitative research is provide an extensive explanation from phenomena through data collection, and the qualitative research is used to describe the type of direct speech act found in the teaching and learning process. The researcher did the research 3 times by observing into class, and the participant in the study is an English teacher and a 10th grade student from pharmacy and tata boga class, 26 students from pharmacy class, and 9 students from tata boga class. The school only in this SMK Muhammadiyah Bitung Timur only have 2 program class, pharmacy and tata boga class, and also only one English teacher, and because the time of observation is limited, the teacher also suggests that to combining the class, and the material of study at that time was recount text and regular and irregular verbs. The data source is the utterances produced by the teacher and student in the teaching learning process. The researcher collected the data through observation, documentation, and taking notes. In doing the observation, the researcher also doing video and audio recording and taking some notes to collect the data utterances from the teacher and students. After that, the researcher transcribe the data, evaluated understanding, and choose the appropriate data for analysis. For the data analysis, the researcher reduction the data and displaying the data. After that, drawing conclusion and verification. This research also used a theory formula to describe and identify the types of directed speech act used by the teacher and student in the classroom. The result and discussion. The first finding is the what type of directive speech act used by the teacher and students in the classroom at SMK Muhammadiyah Belitung Timur. This data show the one of example of directive speech act used by the teacher and students. These data findings related to the types of directive speech act used by the teacher and student in English class at SMK Muhammadiyah Belitung Timur. According, Yule classifies the directive speech act into 4 types. They are comment, order, request, suggestion, and warning. Based on the observation about directive speech act, the researcher found that 4 types of directive speech act between the teachers' utterances and student utterances. In this finding also show that the teacher is dominantly use directive speech in the classroom than student. The teacher is dominant use the type of directive speech of is a common type, and the utterance used most, and the teacher. And this is show that the teacher also controlling the class by using command utterances. The teacher in this class have a power and he can controlling the class. The teacher use the direct speech act as a way to carrying out behavior. When the teacher perform an act, that means that the teacher wants student to do something as he said. The second finding is the type of teacher talk and teacher's directive speech act. In the total utterances of teachers directive speech act, we can also find the teacher talk. There were teacher talk in the all data of teacher directive speech act, including asking, questioning, ordering, and advising. Directive speech act dominate utterances said by teachers. The most dominant of teacher talk in the classroom was asking and questioning, because the teacher asking and question to verify his student comprehension, and the teacher wants the students to be more involved in the teaching and learning process, and the teacher wants students more speak up and active in the classroom. In the conclusion, and the last part is conclusion. Direct speech act is essential in the teaching and learning process. As a result, language teachers, especially English teachers, should apply the directive speech act properly to improve teaching performance. It can be seen that the teacher's directive speech act is not only tool for teaching, but also show the way of communication between teacher and student in the classroom. The high quality of direct speech can organize classroom and promote active learning. The implication for selecting directed speech act is the teacher should manage the way of interaction between teacher and student in the classroom, and also the direct speech act can show properly how the interaction happens in the classroom, because the use of direct speech act can facilitate student to learn and active. I think it's the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.